So, what we're going to be talking about today is the most disgusting and inappropriate material I have ever seen on YouTube, by far. Nothing even comes close. Obviously, this video is for adults. Children need to run from the room, not walk, run from the room. This content isn't even safe for adults, what we're going to be talking about. This should not exist, and it actually breaks YouTube's guidelines. It breaks their policies, so it shouldn't be on the platform at all. But the channels that we're gonna take a look at, they're kind of trying to be dishonest as to what type of content they're actually pushing. So it seems to be like YouTube apparently doesn't know that what they're pushing should not be on the platform. We're going to be talking about, so what we're going to be talking about is both zoophilia and bestiality. And this content, zoophilia, there's a bunch of this content on YouTube, and several of these channels actually have direct links to bestiality content that should not exist at all. Yeah, so we're going to get into it. One thing I want to say before we actually look at the channels is obviously I do not condone any harassment of any of these channels. Please do not harass anyone. I want to make that very clear. Don't leave hateful comments or anything. All I ask is that you report these channels to YouTube. That's all you got to do, because the channel should not exist on YouTube. So just report it. Don't harass the individuals at all. So now, before we get into the actual channel, I want to go over just what actually we're talking about, the difference between zoophilia and bestiality. So this is the Wikipedia definition. Zoophilia is a paraphilia in which a person experiences a sexual fixation on non-human animals. Bestiality instead refers to cross-species sexual activity. So zoophilia basically is when you're thinking, you have sexual feelings for an animal, but you don't actually act on them. Bestiality is when you actually go through with the act, right? That is illegal in most of the U.S. I think it's like 46 states. It is legal, and depending on the state, some it's a misdemeanor, others it is a felony. You can go away for a very long time. So not only should this not be on YouTube, it's illegal. I have reported these channels to YouTube. I will be reporting this to the FBI as well, because this is crimes. There are crimes that are being involved in this YouTube channel. But I just wanted to make it very clear what zoophilia and bestiality, the difference between those two are. Now, how I found this channel, generally I go on Reddit and I try and find, news stories potentially that I could be making videos about. One subreddit that I'm involved in is Some Ordinary Gamers. He has a very active subreddit, and this person posted this about 15 hours ago, talking about how they found a channel named Aluski, I think that's how you pronounce it, claiming it is a zoophilia channel on YouTube. And obviously I needed to check it out and see if this is actually true, right? And it turns out it's actually much worse than that. It's not just zoophilia. The creator that created this channel, sorry, this is a really difficult subject to talk about, but the creator who actually created this channel, they actually have bestiality. They're promoting it. They have direct links to it. So yeah. Let's get into it. And I do want to show you that it is against YouTube's policies. This is YouTube guidelines right here. You can see things that are not allowed: bestiality or promotion of bestiality, not allowed on the platform at all. So if we actually go to the channel, this is the channel that they were talking about, Aluski or something like that. They have 8K subscribers, 291 videos, and you can see they have a lot of videos about their dog, their Rottweiler. It's a female Rottweiler, and they actually refer to their Rottweiler as their wife. In all of the videos and all the titles, you can see update on the wife broken nail. They're not referring it to their dog, their friend. Their dog is their wife. That is how they refer to it. Now, if you actually go to the popular tag, you can see, and I'll actually have to block out part of this because the thumbnail is basically just the vagina of the dog right in the center of the thumbnail. That's what it is. And it says Rottweiler wife in heat. Rottweiler wife, not just Rottweiler dog, Rottweiler wife in heat, breeding. Now, if you actually click on it, and I won't show you, I'll block out the actual inappropriate part. The entire video is just the camera staring directly at the dog's vagina while it's in heat. That's the entire video. And you can see that this video has 3 million views. Okay. So clearly there's a lot of people who either want to watch this or got it recommended to them. And again, this video is not educational. There's nothing funny or entertaining about it in any way. It's just staring at the dog's vagina. That's the whole point. Now, what's really interesting is if you actually go to the comments, and you can see that the actual creator of the channel responded to this comment. Says, "My sanity left faster than your dog. Left faster than your dad, sorry." And if you actually scroll down, one person says, "Bro, is this shit even legal in your country?" And he responds, "It is illegal. That being said, the law is unconstitutional." So the creator of the channel is admitting they know that what they're talking about, what they're doing with their animal, is illegal. They should be in jail. They know that, and they're like, "Oh, it doesn't matter. The law is unconstitutional. I can do whatever I want with my animals." So yeah, it's pretty bad. Now it actually gets much worse than that. If you go to the community tab, you can see right here, and I'm going to block out part of this because I'll explain in just a minute. But basically, it just talks about, here are some pictures of my beloved husband, and the husband is a dog. So he's referring to his dog, his male dog that passed away. And the last line, it says, "Don't Google," and then it gives a phrase, and I'm going to block that out because I don't want anyone to actually Google it. But it actually gives a phrase, and if you Google it, and I Googled it earlier, it leads directly to bestiality porn. The first thing that comes up is this guy and his dog performing sexual acts together. I'm not going to go into more detail as to what it is, but it's full-on bestiality porn. First thing that comes up. Like, you don't even have to search for it. It's just right there at the top of Google, straight up. Yeah, so this guy, it's the same individual, right? So this individual, he tells you, don't Google this phrase. It's right there at the top, and you will immediately get access to bestiality content. It's the same person, so they're performing this content with their animal. If you go to their About section, and one of the reasons I think why these channels exist, why they haven't been taken down yet, is because on the actual channel, they don't like actively promote bestiality or anything like that. They just promote zoophilia, right? And it seems to be, I'm not sure, but it seems to be YouTube's policy that talking about zoophilia, which is just the attraction to animals, is okay, I guess. So that's why it seems like these channels exist and have not been taken down yet. But like I showed you, if you actually go to the community tab, if you go to the comments, you can see they're actively saying that they know it's illegal. They don't care. If you go to the community tag, they provide you with a link, a very easy Google search to find bestiality porn. Now, what gets even worse than that is if you go to channels, this channel has a link to a bunch of other channels that also offers a bunch of zoophilia slash pedophilia, zoophilia slash bestiality content. They actually have a Zooer Than Thou podcast where they talk about all of this right here. Now, some of these other channels I pulled up are incredibly inappropriate as well. This channel right here, Aluski, is the worst by far. But many of these other channels, this one right here, actually talks about, in special breaking news and busy as hell, I'll show you a clip, they actually talk about how an individual in their group actually went to jail for bestiality. So this isn't just something that's, they're joking around, they're fake talking about this. This is real. An individual they were friends with is now in jail for a very long time for committing acts with an animal.
Mr. Crace was arrested for, in the state of Maryland, aggravated animal cruelty, which I believe Bestial Acts is filed under. Now, if you have had any contact with Mr. Crace, with Quantum Kitty, with Quantum Deer, with any of the known quantum aliases that Sean goes by, and you have been in his Telegram groups or any of his Discord servers or like in his Twitter circles or anything, if you've given out personal identifying information, that is now in the hands of the St. Mary's County Sheriff's Department, and it is also in the hands of the state prosecutor for Maryland. Sean had a video on his phone of him masturbating and stimulating his male dog. He showed a video of himself masturbating his male dog, and the video was taken on his phone and sent to another party. And when it was sent to another party, he also sent the text of basically saying that he would allow this person to have sex with his dog. There's a very important lesson to be learned here, and that is that you probably shouldn't film your bestial acts or use them as fetish material. And you definitely shouldn't, on public or archiving platforms like Discord, Twitter, WhatsApp, Instagram, etc., you definitely should not be sending any of this data unencrypted, and you definitely should not be, making such offers on public messaging services that it's very easy to get, access to. It's very easy for law enforcement to get access to these things.
All right, so this guy's talking about how a friend of his in this community is going to jail for bestiality acts. He recorded himself, and then he doesn't tell people in this podcast, this video. He doesn't say, guys, you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing bestiality. He says you shouldn't film it, guys. If you're going to do it, don't film it. You'll get caught that way. Don't do it. So he's actively promoting this illegal activity. He just says don't film it, right? Now, there are a bunch of other channels. This channel talks about another individual named Sappho, who was apparently arrested as well for bestiality. This channel's Mr. Bestiality. There are plenty of channels. This is the podcast that they have. So this is not like an isolated incident. This is I don't know, like 10, 15 channels of inappropriate bestiality content masquerading as zoophilia content, right? And it seems to be, like I said, that's how they get around being banned on YouTube. They just like, oh, zoophilia, that's okay. Everyone has their little kinks. We're kind of attracted to animals, no big deal. But in reality, most of these creators, as I've shown you in the comments, in the link in the community post, it links directly to bestiality of this guy who created this channel performing sexual acts with his dog. So that's inappropriate. Now, like I said, it's YouTube's own policies. Bestiality or promotion of bestiality is not allowed. Yet here it is, existing on YouTube. Now, from what I understand, it's apparently illegal in, I think, 46 states. And like I said, some states it's just a misdemeanor, other states it is a felony. But it appears that even in the states where it is legal, like there's no laws against bestiality, even in those states, the police force generally will go after people if they find them doing that, and they will charge them with animal cruelty, right? So there's no like actual bestiality laws. I think in like Hawaii and a few other states, I'll put them on the screen. But if the police find them individuals doing that, they go after them for misconduct with animals, right? Now, like I said, I don't think this is a controversial topic. I know I did a video like a few days ago, which was very controversial. I would think that pretty much everyone, apparently not a few people, because some people are really into this, I guess. That video, like I said, has 3 million views. But I would think that the majority of people understand that this is really effed up. This should not exist. And there definitely shouldn't be direct links to, hey, Google this and you can find me effing my dog, right? That exists on YouTube, and it should not be there. So, like I said, the intention of this video is to get these channels removed. And I do want to say, like I said at the beginning, do not harass anyone. Do not say, do not try and harass these people at all. All I ask is that you get this video out to YouTube and report those channels to YouTube, because that's not something that should exist on this platform at all, right? I'm someone who I worked at a doggy daycare when I was in college. All through college, I very much care about animals, and this is animal cruelty, right? These channels, all of them basically say that animals can consent, which is just the dumbest statement you can possibly make. Animals cannot consent to your sexual advances, right? This should not exist. So I do not want this to exist, and hopefully after this video, hopefully YouTube will take these channels down.